Hi neighbors, and welcome to Miracle Farm 1927 Homestead. We are excited for you to be with us today because we're finally getting started on the sorghum. And it's been years since we've done this, and we are just raring to get ready, but we're not actually going to do it for several days, but we got to get started. And what we're doing today is, you can see there's some of the smaller ones that's fallen down, and they're all in our way for getting down the aisles, because we've got to pull off all of the leaves. And so today it's a little early, so we're going to go ahead and nip off the ones that are bending over, so in all the rows, and go ahead and strip them back and get them ready for the day that we squeeze them. So come along with us, and like I said, we're tickled that you're with us, and we'll get this job done.
So we came out here with our hand nippers, thinking that we would be able to cut them off from the bottom where they've fallen over. And these little ones, we'd possibly be able to do it, but the bigger ones, it wasn't cutting it. It can't even get around it. So luckily, I have some burley tobacco hatchets. The one I have, my boss actually just gave me this past summer to reminisce on our tobacco days. So I grew burley, and we cut their stalks with this hatchet right here. And Petey, he has a hatchet that I bought at a flea market a couple years ago. So even though tobacco is not grown in our county anymore, we're still using the tools that our ancestors used on the same land not too long ago. So this is the handiest tool for this job. So I'm going to toss them useless snippers over to show you how simple this tool makes this job.
Now these are the ones in the patch that's just been bending over, so we can't get through the aisles to do some stripping. So we're just going ahead and cutting them off, and we're going to take the heads off and strip them off the trailer. But there's a bunch of them. I can't believe how many there are. We have got one row already started stripping, and this is the first row here, and Joey's going to go down through there and show you how he strips the leaves off. Because you don't want those leaves going through your squeezer. They take up, they make extra bulk, and there's no juice in those leaves. So they just look like stalks. So we're going to do about 4 rows in this first squeezing, and so these 4 rows will be completely naked before we get started. We've just finished the first 4 rows, and we got all of this. This is a lot of sorghum. Righteous is bringing out the last little bit, and these were just the ones that were bent over. That's not even touching the ones that are standing straight up. So we're going to study these heads and look at them and maybe taste the stalk.
looks like bamboo.
It does look like bamboo.
Sorry, that one was two-headed. I was trying to get it off. You see me trying my hardest.
Well, we're back out here this evening, finishing up getting the ones that's been over, and we're going to start doing a little bit more stripping. And we got Papaw out here, and he's cutting the heads off. This time we're stripping them in the field and laid them on the trailer, and he just grabs them and cuts the heads off for us, so we don't have to bend over and do that. We got that whole trailer done yesterday, and I finished it this evening. Can you get this one? Oh well. Everybody else is in the... It doesn't look like much till you look down here at the end. Can you see them in there? They're way down in there. We are just fixing to start stripping these things, and the problem is they're about 15 foot tall, and my children have outgrown me, so they're going to show you how far they can reach. And I'm a little shorter than they are, so I'm probably going to be videoing them while they do a lot of it. I can do the shorter ones. But this is the next step we've cleaned out all the ones that fell over. Now we can go down the rows real quick and just strip them down, and then after that we'll cut them off. So this is the next step, so thank you for joining us. Now, let's see what it looks like all stripped. Looks like a bamboo jungle. So I'll tell you what happened. Our student came today, Lane over there on the other side, and we're homeschooling him with Righteous. They're the same age, and there's a hurricane coming in on Saturday. So instead of sitting at the books today, we're doing a little agriculture science out here. Hands-on approach. So he's backing up down the row because we haven't got nowhere here on the side to pull the tractor and don't want to run over any cane. So he backs up to his workers. The two at the front are cutting off the heads. The two right there at the end of the trailer, Tony and Lane, are pulling off the leaves that were too tall for us to get, and Miracle and Righteous are cutting the stalks with the tobacco cutters. Of how tall they are next to a man. Finishing up the first load for the first batch of sorghum ever grown on this farm. And we're tickled to death. You can put one in the top and one in the bottom. So this is the machine that we found the other week and that we're borrowing. Make sure they get to there so they ain't going that fast. Feed all that in there, two at a time.
Just running the bottom now. Sugar. Take your piece on the inside path and suck up and taste the sugar.
tough hog when you after them runs in. I got to change the pot.
Going under there.
How are y'all doing? We're good. Well, nice to meet y'all. How long did it take you to get here?
Like 5 minutes.
Oh, well, there you go.
Hey,
Yeah, this is Mary Grace.
hey Mary Grace.
And I'm Liz.
And who's the little one?
Silas, Mary Grace, and then Ava is my oldest.
How old are you?
She'll be 3 on Christmas.
Oh,
She's 2 right now, and he's 3 months.
oh my goodness.
Oh, man.
She's making, say, jelly?
No, molasses.
Molasses.
Yeah, we try to take politics
Yeah.
too seriously around here.
So our vat needs to be tighter. What we're doing now, we're skimming the chlorophyll off the top of it, and the steam that's coming off of it now, that's the water leaving it, and it's got to get all the water cooked out, so it'll turn to sugar. We're cooking all the water, and all we want left is sugar.
Times do you get to do it?
Oh, you won't.
Okay.
I think.
Let's take your truck.
No.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. It'll be me and you.
You have to make
Huh?
a step around that thing to get all that off.
Huh, Jim? I'll race against you in that white truck right there.
It ain't very fast.
Well, then I don't have to worry about losing. Huh?
He may be a sore loser like you. Oh, he's an expert.
So what Joey's doing now is the molasses, as it cooks down, it's starting to turn brown instead of green. It gets suds on the top of it, and he's scooping them off because they're all full of different little sediments that are not gritty, but they're not liquid either. So the whole time that you're cooking, you're cleaning those off. So even though we strained it really, really well, putting it in here, there's still a lot that come, and as it boils, they actually come to the top instead of the bottom. And what I was doing is our fire for some reason isn't quite level, and down there at the end it's boiling real heavy, so I was just stirring it to get it boiling up here. Got a roaring fire going under here. Today's been a perfect day. It's been cloudy. So it's a little bit more than halfway done. You can tell what's happening.
So we're in our last few minutes of straining and stirring. It's just starting to thicken up pretty good. Still got some stuff coming off the top, but soon we'll start getting some foam, and we'll leave that on the top because it's part of the flavor. Daddy's over at the end checking the temperature. When it gets up to 230 degrees on the cooler end, it should be starting to get done. How much is it up to, Daddy?
12.
It's 212. It's been 212 for a little while, but we haven't stoked up the fire in a good bit, but we got some nice coals under there.
Okay, we're showing you where this foam right here is not done, and this is getting done because it's dark brown. Over here in the corner, it's not done, so I want to keep stirring it around. It's a temperature difference in the syrup.
So Petey's over here cooling it off with water, pushing it back to the jar. Mama's down. No, okay. Bringing you in at the tail end. We're about to run out of jars.